I'll give you my top 10. Let me just say this as I get ready to give you my top 10. Reminder that I only rank teams based on what we have seen on the field so far. That is not based on what I expect for them to do, but based on what they have actually done on the field. The Georgia Bulldogs should be a unanimous overall number one team in college football. No one is even close to as good of a resume so far. Georgia dominated Oregon. They dominated South Carolina. Neither of these should be nobody has better wins than Georgia. Not one person should be voting against Georgia. USC, I have as the second best team in college football. Lincoln Riley has gotten to the Trojans, and they are winning big in a rapid fashion. Believe it or not, I've got the Tennessee Volunteers at number 3 overall. Road win over Pitt. Dominant destruction of Ball State and Akron. We'll see what happens with Florida coming to town, but the Vols are out to an 11-point favorite over the Florida Gators, suggestive of them being Tennessee now up to number 11 overall in the polls, but a legitimate top 10 team in year 2 with Josh Heupel. Need to get that win over the Florida Gators. I'm sure we'll be talking about this some as we do gambling picks. Penn State. I've got the Nittany Lions at number 4 overall. Road wins against Purdue. Road win against Auburn. I have got Penn State at number 4 overall. Michigan Wolverines. Jim Harbaugh's club so far has completely dominated. I have got Michigan at the 5th best team in college football. Kentucky Wildcats. Maybe that win over Florida doesn't look as good based on what we've seen in the game against South Florida over the weekend, which was a calamity, a cluster down the stretch. But I have got Kentucky at number 6 overall. Ohio State, Buckeye fans might get mad. Didn't look very good against Notre Dame. Notre Dame does not look like a very good football team. That win is the best one of the year for Ohio State. I've got them at 7 overall. Oklahoma, I've got at 8. Impressive dismantling of Nebraska over the weekend. Washington, this game did not get a lot of attention, but we saw a Washington Husky domination of Michigan State. 3-0 now for their new head coach, who a lot of us, I'm going to be honest with you, are not greatly knowledgeable about because he is relatively early in his tenure. That's Kalen DeBoer, who is the new head coach at Washington. He's got them at 3-0, and I have the Huskies as the 9th best team in college football. And then Florida State got a nice win on Friday night on the road against Louisville. Florida State now has won against LSU and against Louisville to get Mike Norvell to 3-0 on the season. That is my Outkick national top 10. All right, what about SEC power ranking? Georgia, number 1 overall. I've got Tennessee second, same way that I analyzed this earlier, only based on what we've seen on the field so far. Kentucky Wildcats in the 3 spot. Alabama Crimson Tide at 4. Arkansas, who was fortunate to get past Missouri State at 5. I dropped back the Razorbacks. And then I have Ole Miss at 6. LSU, congrats, second half, big win over Mississippi State. That performance surprised me. Nice win for LSU and Brian Kelly. In the 8 spot, I have got Texas A&M. Again, that's based on that loss to App State. In the 9 spot, Mississippi State after the loss to LSU. At 10, the Florida Gators. At 11, Vanderbilt. 12, South Carolina. 13, I've got Auburn. And 14th spot, I have got Missouri. So the way that we break this down is going to be pretty interesting, but that is my SEC power rankings 1 to 14.